Hello everybody, my name is 711 and welcome to week 8 of the Pokemon Battle Association Season 9. This week we're battling my buddy Pejper. Pejper also has a YouTube, so definitely check him out, show him some love. Link is in the description. He's a swell guy, so I think it's worth your time. Check him out. Anyway, I am currently 3 and 4, so in order to make playoffs in a 10-week season, I basically have to win out and get to be 6 and 4, and maybe pick up last or next to last spot for the playoffs. So, looking at this matchup here, Pejper has some threats, some real threats. He has Haxorus, he's Mega Manetric, Clefable, Victini, Nidoking, and Skarmory. He has a very good Dragon, Fairy, Steel Core in Haxorus, Clefable, and Skarmory. His team is perhaps a little bit on the passive side whenever it comes to Clefable and what's the other thing called? Skarmory, but that is very well covered up for, Haxorus and Nidoking and Victini. 3 of the bigger, hard-hitting Pokemon in the game. So, whenever I was thinking about team prep, I said, okay, Necrozma has 2 ways to counter Clefable's Unaware. Unaware is very, very good, especially against a team of a lot of setup Pokemon. Rabombi can set up. Even Tapu Koko can set up, Calm Mind Roost. Tapu Koko can set up on Mega Manetric pretty effectively. So, this looks pretty interesting. Now, I was thinking also, Necrozma gets stored power, and while Clefable does Clefable's Unaware ignores the boosts, it does not ignore the fact that stored power racks up its base power based on the stats. So stored power can, in a way, break through Unaware, but I decided to go with Photon Geyser, which also breaks through abilities such as Unaware. So I have Calm Mind, I have Autotomize, Photon Geyser, and trying to pick a 4th move between Victini and Skarmory, I chose to use Power Gem, but looking back at it now, Dark Pulse would be a better move just because of flinch chance. And so I have a Choice Scarf Tapu Koko and a Choice Scarf Zygarde. I have Rabombi for Sticky Web, primarily. I have a Metagross just in case something goes wrong with Necrozma. I have Power Punch and Iron Head, Bullet Punch. And I have Garfield. Garfield has not seen a lot of action as of late, but I felt that all of the parting shots would really be able to help, especially with Garfield's speed stat. Garfield outspeeds like all of the Pokemon that Pejper brought, except for Mega Manetric and Choice Scarf Pokemon. So let's jump into this battle here, see what happens. So I do lead Garfield, and here's Victini. So I decided to go for knockoff this turn, and so here is Spitfire, here's a knockoff, and of course I knock off the Rocky Helmet. Garfield is also carrying the Rocky Helmet. I go for Taunt so that no Stealth Rock is coming, and so here's a Brave Bird, and he gets hit by a Rocky Helmet as well. So here's a switch, and I click Parting Shot here, and so I get my choice to see who I can bring in, and I go into Steven first, and then I make a double, predicting a switch, and so I bring in Eco Revenge, and that kind of worked out for me. for the most part. I click 1,000 arrows, does only 21%. This is a very, very bulky Spitfire. And so there's a Whirlwind, so we know more about his team. So I know that I can't set up with Bronson. So I go into Garfield, as he roosts, which is fair. So I click Parting Shot again, and I think he roosts again, maybe? So here's Tooth Fairy anyway. Yeah, he roosts again. So I decide this is my chance here to set up the Sticky Web. I do have the Focus Sash on Tooth Fairy, and Brave Bird does a lot of damage. And so, trying to pick coverage moves, not a lot of great options with Tooth Fairy, so I click U-turn. And that forces Spitfire to go for the Defog. And so I see here that Skarmory has Brave Bird, it has Defog, it has Roost, and I can't think of the other move now. Whirlwind, Brave Bird, Defog, and Roost. So that's 4. And so he does not have Stealth Rock, and so that's just good to know. So I go for 1,000 arrows here, and it's super effective because it's Smackdown. And so here's a Whirlwind. Spitfire is pretty low right now, and I go into Steven, so... I do click Power Up Punch, which is super effective. And so I click Power Up Punch again, and we saw something interesting, by the way, that on the last turn, that Skarmory is actually faster than Steven. Steven is max HP, max attack, adamant. So it's no real surprise, but I guess Pejper sped crept or something. So that's interesting. So Steven gets whirlwinded out, and so it's time for me to click the 1,000 arrows. And as you can see, that doesn't do a whole lot to Mooncake the Clefable. So I felt that this was my chance to bring in Bronson and start setting up, as here comes the Stealth Rock. Now, unfortunately for me, Tooth Fairy, the Rabombi, is sitting at 18% health left. So whenever Rabombi would come in, it would die automatically. So Rabombi is in fact a sack now, and there's no way for me to get at my sticky webs. So I decided to start setting up. I set up first a Calm Mind, and he goes for Thunder Wave, and he misses. That is very unfortunate. So this is my chance now to go for Autotomize, just in case, he lands that Thunder Wave. And he goes for Thunder Wave, and he misses again. He misses 2 Thunder Waves back to back. 90% chance, 2 in a row. That really stinks. And so this is my chance now to just spam Photon Geyser. Nothing switches into it, and that does over half. So I'm feeling good now. And there's a Thunder Wave, and oh look, a Lumberry. So all those Thunder Waves were for naught. So here's a Photon Geyser. Mooncake does drop like a rock. And so now in comes this thing. I'm going to guess that that Haxorus is Choice Scarf, I believe. But Bronson has 200 EVs in hit points, and so even a Choice Banded Outrage is just shy of killing. It's like 97% max roll. So I click Photon Geyser, and I am faster, and that actually one-shots. I did the calc. It does like 102% minimum. So here's Victini, and this is what the Power Gem is for. And that's some damage. Okay. There's U-turn. Does a good bit of damage, but like I said, 200 hit points. And so here is the Mega Manetric. And I calced Mega Manetric, and it's about the same damage calculation as it was against the Haxorus. It's like 102% minimum. So here is Raiden, and I click Photon Geyser, and down goes that. So this is a 6-3 battle, and Skarmory is weakened, Victini is weakened, and does Power Gem actually kill? Yes, it does. Now, I actually considered clicking Calm Mind up against the Mega Manetric, because I can pretty much set up on it. However, I did not want to risk the full paralysis. I did not want to risk the paralysis from a Thunderbolt or from a Discharge. So down goes Skarmory. Bronson is in the driver's seat, and pedal to the metal, Power Gem knocks out Victini, and a Photon Geyser is going to destroy Nidoking. And so Bronson picks up 6 kills to secure a 6-0 victory because Mooncake, the Clefable, missed 2 Thunder Waves in a row. Rest in peace. So that was pretty unfortunate, but you know, it is Pokemon. This was actually Pejper's first loss after 6 or 7 battles now. This is his first loss, so Pejper is on a roll, and I stop his roll with a 6-0 sweep, and that puts me at 4-4 with a -1 differential, so I'm just about even now. And so with 2 weeks left, these next 2 wins are absolutely crucial for the playoff race, and so wish me luck, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed and liked this video, comment on this video, share it with your friends, and click subscribe if you haven't already. And on that note, guys, I will see you all later. Peace.